Well, welcome along to Robin's Reviews, and today we're going to review a couple of products that I picked up from one of the discount stores here in the UK called One Below is the name of the store. And I was in there today and I saw these and I thought, I recognise those, and I was right. And what the product is a watch, or we've actually got 3 watches. These were £1 each, £1 per watch. Now, there's a company here in the UK, you probably get them just about everywhere in the world actually, called Eaglemoss, and they do magazines, what they call partworks. So you might get 50 magazines, and sometimes you have to build a model of a DeLorean or some sort of RC car or anything, but they did these at one stage, and they were military watches. So as you can see, that one's I believe that's a Russian what they call a tank watch, and the other two I'll get the exact details of each model of these, but like I say, they were £1 each. Normally the magazines, I think the first issue of the magazine was like £1.99 or something, and then of course subsequent issues are like £10 and then £15 or £20 or whatever it was when they first came out. And actually it does say on there copyright 2015 Eaglemoss. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll pop these open, and we'll have a look and see what they're like. So from looking at the Eaglemoss website, I've managed to deduce which models of watches these are, or supposedly are replicas of. So this first one here, this one is, by all accounts, this is a Russian pilot's watch from the 1980s. So it's replicated basically. It's just a lucky-likey type watch. I believe the movements in these are simple Chinese quartz movements. So that's a Russian pilot's watch from the 1980s. Interestingly, we'll maybe get some closer footage of this. I don't know if you can see that little pip at the top is not in line with that top line on the dial there. So all the other numbers are perfectly in line. It's just that pip's just slightly off there. But yeah, the second watch, this one is a German Waffen SS soldier's watch from the 1940s, apparently. And again, interestingly, we've got minutes around the outer dial, then we've got the hours, and then inside we've got minutes, but in reverse. I don't know what the purpose of that would be. So the numbers are actually backwards, so you'd have to read it in a mirror. There's obviously some reason for that, but yeah, interesting. And last but not least, we have this. What's like I believe is commonly called the tank watch, because it has a little image of a tank on the front there. But this is the Russian military watch from the 1980s as well. Interestingly, the straps on these two, they are a nylon webbing type strap. I think for the straps alone, they've got to be worth £1, don't they? Even if the watch doesn't work itself. But yeah, and in this one, I would imagine this is a faux leather. But again, for £1, I don't think you can go wrong, to be perfectly honest with you. So yeah, let's crack this first one open, and we'll have a look at it, see if we can get it ticking. Okay, well, let me see if I can get into this with my my nails. I might have to employ my teeth here in a moment. This case that it's in is actually a presentation box as well, so there we go, I've got that. It's not a bad looking box actually, to be perfectly honest with you. And one or two little marks and things on there, but for £1, yeah, I'd take it. See if we can get that box out of the box. Well, I'll tell you what, listen, let's take the watch out first. Ooh, gosh, that's tightly in there. Initially, it feels quite solid. Oh, it does say on the back, it says Eaglemoss Collection, 1980s Russian pilot. Precision quartz movement. How precision that is, anybody's guess. And there's a little pull tab here I don't know if you can see that, a little pull tab just underneath the crown of the watch. So apparently we have to pull that out. And I believe if we yeah, there we go, we push that in and she's ticking away. Let's see if we can set the watch. I don't know what the current time is. It's 12 minutes past 4. So nice smooth movement there. So boom. There we go. So she's set now. Excuse me. Just wipe off a bit of dust off the front there. But I don't know. That's quite a nice looking watch, I think. Strap is. There we go. I've moved that round. These little strap keepers there. The stitching was just on the outer edge. But I wear a watch on my right hand. I always have done since I was a kid. I know people are going to tell me that's the wrong hand to wear a watch on, but you know what? It's always been more comfortable for me on that side. Do you know what? I actually really like that. Yeah, that's really nice. Well, I'm surprised actually at the quality of it. How long the battery lasts is anybody's guess. It'd be simple quartz battery. I'd just pop the back off and replace it if it does go. But yeah, for £1, I'm not going to argue with that. That's brilliant for £1. Nice looking watch. 1980s Russian pilot watch. Cool. All right. Well, listen. Let's let me tip that out of there. Let's just see if I can show you this box. If it'll actually come apart. That's the difficult bit, is getting the box separated from itself. There we go. Oh, look, we've even got a set of instructions in there as well. Tells us that we've got a case, a dial, and a crown. Set the time up. To set the time on your watch, gently pull the crown out as far as it will go. Turn the crown in the desired direction until correct time is displayed. To finish setting the time, firmly push the crown back in until the watch's second hand begins to move normally. To set the watch's calendar, if it has the calendar function, some of these models, some of the watches that you could get from this company do have date calendar functions on them. I'll not go into that, but there's warranty on there. Each watch is guaranteed for a period of 24 months from the date of purchase. Warranty does not cover batteries, straps or bracelets. Damage resulting from an accident, blah 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 blah. Contact details, address details for the UK there, which is ideal. Website as well. So, and then obviously the standard instructions for in different languages: Italian, Polish. Don't know what that language is, but yeah, blah blah blah. Standard stuff. All in all, that's really quite nice. Like I say, there's the box, which is. I think if you were presented with that, with a nice watch inside, I think you'd be hard pushed to tell that was a £1 watch. I don't think you could do much better. Cool. Let's have a look at the other models. So this is the next one that I'm going to review. This is the German Waffen SS soldier's watch from the 1940s. Something's got me slightly concerned. See this minute hand here? It's actually, I don't know if you can see that. Ooh, there's a lot of movement in that. Now, I don't know whether that's normal or whether it's broken or what, but we're about to find out once we get into this and get the pull tab out. So yeah, you probably see I'm still wearing the other watch here. Actually, let me take that off first of all. The Russian 1980s pilot's watch. An absolute cracker, that one. Let me get my teeth on this. There we go. And open. Sesame. Again, as soon as you take that wrapper off, they start to look even better, these watches. This one's got a foam case, whereas the other one was the first one was like a blown plastic. You know, just that cheap plastic interior liner, that sort of thing. But this one's actually got a foam case, which is even nicer for the price of £1. Yeah, cut foam and cut quite accurately as well. So let's pop this one out. There we go. So if we turn it over, it says Eaglemoss collection, 1940s German Waffen SS soldier. Again, Japanese quartz movement on there. Sorry, you can't see it on the camera. I'm quite new to these reviews, so if you bear with me while I get my camera set up right. So yeah, like I say, you can see that handle moving there, that minute hand. It's quite disconcerting. So I'm just going to pull the tab out, and hopefully that should. Well, now she's ticking away. Is that hand? No, that hand stopped. Look at that. Okay, well that's maybe just something that comes as standard with these watches. So we've now got, what time are we now? We're just coming up to 4:20 on this second watch. Slight sticky movement as it winds forward. You see that hand flicking ever so slightly, but once we put it in, it's solid. It's set there. It's only when you're setting the watch that you can see the movement in that minute hand. But yeah, now it's absolutely fine. And again, now this is an absolute beast of a watch. I'm going to compare it side to side to that 1980s watch. Look, there you go. That's a monster of a case. It really is very big. I do kind of like these big chunky watches. Let me see if I can get this. The strap is quite stiff at the moment, obviously because it's brand new, but there's a little creaky sound there as well. I'm not overly keen on these thick leather straps. They just seem a bit awkward for my liking. Maybe if I just stretch and soften that off a little bit, that might make it a bit easier to put on. Obviously, once it's on my wrist and I've worn it for a while, then it might it'll probably shape a bit better to my wrist. But yeah, again, £1 for this. I mean, that has actually got to be, judging by the first one, if the rest of them are as good as that, by that first watch, then they've got to be an absolute bargain, I think. There we go. So I'll put that in there. Two little keepers. The keepers are not the highest quality, but I would imagine a watch in the 1940s, a soldier's watch, probably wasn't the highest quality either. Yeah, that's an absolute monster, like I say, of a watch, ticking away quite happily, and yeah, absolutely brilliant. Quite comfortable. I think I'll definitely be wearing these again. Well, all I can say so far is that I'm pretty certain that these are a definite buy. If you see them in your local store, and I hope you do. Like I say, it's in the £1 below stores. Then yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm not sure. Like I say, I'm not sure what these backwards numbers are in the middle. Why they're in reverse, but there's obviously a reason. But yeah, certainly quite an eye-catching piece, and certainly at that size, it's very eye-catching as well. Again, that's really nice. I'm going to be wearing multiple watches because these are all really good. It's just a bit creaky on the strap here on this one, so oh, and if I can get it off, there we go. So yeah, the strap's obviously going to start to stretch and wear, but yeah, I don't think it's. I think it's just a fake leather by the looks of it. But what can you expect for £1? And you know, if it lasts a year for £1, I'm certainly not going to argue. So that's the Waffen SS Soldier's watch. Again, an absolute bargain in its own case as well. Right, let's get on to this last one. The last one is the Russian military watch. and right, it's already split at the top as this one. I would imagine these are just the One Below company just obviously buys bulk stock, and from whatever company it is that supplies these, and yeah, they buy it at a discount and they sell it cheap, and there you go. There's actually a plastic film over the. There wasn't a plastic film over the other two, but that's got a plastic film over the watch lens, for want of a better phrase. I'm sure somebody's going to correct me on what that's termed. I should know myself. I do like a watch. Again, this is another hefty size of a watch. Again, it's around about the same size as the Waffen SS case. Yeah, it's virtually exactly the same size. And again, these are not lightweight watches. They've got some weight to them. Not a lot of weight. But again, it's really quite nice. I'm going to peel that plastic cover off, and you're all going to go absolutely crazy at the ASMR here. You ready? Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Oh yeah. Nice. Well, again, you can see the crown's actually higher set on this one. And I'm going to pull out the little tab. Let's get rid of that. And if we just set the time now is 25 minutes past 4. There we go. That's the Russian 1980s soldier's watch, and yeah, it's a great size. 1980s Russian tank, they call it on the back. But yeah, this is quite a large size. This is a 50 millimeter diameter case. This one, so let me pop this on, and you can get an idea just how large it is. Well, there we go. That's the watch on my wrist. I do have rather large wrists. Well, I say large, about 7.5 centimeters. 7.5 inch wrist. Rather large hands as well, but you can see it looks quite well on. The straps. Now I'm going to say this. You see these holes? They're not the greatest. I think I might just put a hot needle through there myself, because they are just starting to fray just a tiny bit through the strap holes there. So I think just a hot needle will just seal them off nicely. But apart from that, I mean, £1 for that. It's got to be worth that all day long, hasn't it? Absolute bargain. The hands on this are luminous as well. I've not checked the other watches. They could be luminous as well. I'll have to check them. But yeah, absolute bargain. Well, as you can see, I've brought the watches out, and I've decided to just check the lume, see if they do glow in the dark. So I'm just using a torch just to oh yeah, you can see that straight away, can't you? So maybe if I do that, both of the watches, you can see that both the Waffen SS and the Russian pilot's watch are both have luminous hands. The Waffen SS one is maybe a little bit, it is fading quite quickly, but even so, again, at that sort of price, for £1, they're pretty much a bargain, I think, aren't they? I think maybe if they were left in daylight, they would probably fare a bit better. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to argue with that. Luminous hands as well.